Today it's raining, but I want to see how long it will take to make a 30-minute video if I say 100 words every single day. The other question is, can I even count to 100? I really don't think I can count to 100 easily. Most likely what's going to happen, just like in other videos, is that I'm going to have to stop in the middle of the sentence, which means that I have to talk slower so that it's easier for editor me. But that's also cheating because that means I will say less words, therefore it will take less days. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let me know what you think. Also, I apologize in advance if like 90% of the clips are me on the bed. As we may know from previous videos, I am in fact a creature of the bed. I own this bed. It has one within me. It has possessed me, heart, mind, and spirit. I am connected with this bed as it is connected with me. Also, I really like my shirt today. I also apologize because I know this video is going to have a lot of different topics, but that's the beauty of being multiple people inside one body. Actually, that's just the beauty of a human brain in general, isn't it? Today my mom commissioned me to crochet some granny squares as a design for the chairs that she has. Those chairs are going to be used during the village Christmas party. If the plan is on December 13, I will be screwed because I made plans on December 14 to go walking with my friends. If the party is on December 16, that will be better because I will be more relaxed. I really don't do well with things that are planned too many days consecutively, even though I'm notorious for over-planning because I like spending time with my friends. Today I am tired because yesterday I was checking my mom's papers. Today I had to take pictures of my mom's papers. And today I have to check more of her exams. I also have to check her exams tomorrow. I don't know why I do this for free. Probably because I'm incapable of finding a job. Part of me really wanted to go to Japan, but that was me from a few months ago. I mean, I still want to go to Japan, but maybe not work there. I don't know. I don't like the working culture in Japan. I want to have a very relaxed working environment, but I don't think any work is relaxing. Maybe I just don't like the pressure of time or really tight deadlines. I like some deadlines because I need some structure, but I don't like it when there are too many really close deadlines. Just like how I have been checking papers for 3 or 4 days straight, and I have a headache because I've been doing that. All I want to do is crochet, make videos, and lie down. But life isn't all about crocheting videos and lying down. We actually need to go outside and make connections. But I'm really bad at making connections. I want to get better. I mean, I have my D&D friend group, so it's really nice to be able to talk to people at least once every week. But I also just really need to develop some social skills, which is why I guess I made this YouTube channel, because I want to develop clearer communication, maybe a sense of community. Sense of community is always optional. It's very hard to get your videos to be seen in YouTube, especially because I don't know how to market myself. Maybe one day I'll learn how to sell myself because I am the product. And I really do need to promote myself because I prefer the idea of an individual workflow where I can work at my own pace and my own time. I really don't want a corporate job, but I feel like I'm going to have to at least be under someone because if I do things myself, nothing will ever get done. Mostly because I'm really bad at setting deadlines for myself, but also because I get stressed easily, so I won't do anything when I'm stressed, and that's bad. I want to be a therapist, but I can't do that if I have garbage mental health, so I have to remember to put myself first, even though that's really hard to do sometimes. It just seems like it's a lot easier to take care of other people than yourself. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but I certainly feel that way. On another topic, my Spotify 2025 song list is very interesting. I think the songs are definitely a reflection of who I was throughout the year, which was a very limerent person. I think I've talked about limerence. My case was a problem because there were so many people who loved me, but I chose to love this one guy for 9 months. I'd say that was a waste of time, but honestly, it felt like the right thing to do whenever I first started liking him because he seemed to be a really good potential partner, only to realize that he doesn't really fulfill me at all. But I'm glad I realized this because my friends were around. I think in all cases, friends are ultimately what open your eyes to the situation that you are in. Sometimes listening to friends is good, but don't forget to have your own opinion. It's important to have your own say on what you think is right and wrong. Often we take our moral compasses for granted because we think that they don't make any sense. But that's the thing, right? What feels right to you doesn't always have to make sense. But sometimes what makes sense to us can replace what we feel is right, if that makes any sense. I said the word sense too many times, and now I'm kind of losing my mind. But drinking coffee clears my mind. Today, I only drank 1 cup of coffee because I was excited. Yuta saw Yuta with Yuta. I watched the new Jujutsu Kaisen movie. It's the Culling Games and Shibuya arc movie. I really liked how Yuta Okatsu had so many voice lines. I really am inspired by Yuta Okatsu as a character, but also because, like, since he has both AFAB voice actors and I'm AFAB, it gives me hope that maybe one day I could re-enter the voice acting industry. But first I have to get over my trauma, which I have because I don't know, acting is hard. I realized that I'd rather be genuine than act, which is why I prefer making YouTube videos like this one. Granted, this format is very chaotic, but what isn't chaotic when it's me, honestly? Besides, what's the fun in making videos if you can't be a little chaotic? At least that's the way I approach life. I'd like to think life can be a little chaotic. You should allow yourself to be a little messy in the right way, not in the dramatic way, because some mess is a little bit fun. Of course, it's important to still be a good person, but there's a reason why the chaotic good alignment exists in D&D. You can be chaotic and still follow your internal moral code of conduct. Yes, morality is relative, but goodness probably has a societal standard. So if you know something is harmful to another person, maybe you shouldn't do it because you wouldn't want that to be done to you, right?
That's a very Yukio thing to say because as Hachima, I unfortunately do not believe the same things as Yukio does. I believe you should just do whatever you want and then fuck around and find out.
I think this whole journey of filming myself has really taught me that we're all very different in the system and that's okay. We can be ourselves because that's the important part, to be able to express ourselves accurately and to be able to be our authentic selves. I think it's really important to have that journey to be able to say that I can be who I am because I love myself. It's never a perfect journey, so I always say to people who are struggling that it's okay if you don't completely know the answer. I think self-reflection is very important. I'm really bad at it, so I'm a hypocrite for saying this. Me being Hajime. Yukio is really good at self-reflection. That's why he says the most profound things on these kinds of videos. I don't really say anything of that caliber. I just say that I'm tired, and I'm half the reason why a good portion of one of her videos is just I'm on the bed and I'm low energy. I really wish I had higher energy, but I don't. To be fair, I don't think a lot of people have energy in this system. I think there are only 3 people who are extroverts in the system. That's Kelsey, Renji, and Yamato. It's always very funny when they front because, like Kelsey, for example, she will use Bumble and talk to everyone. And then Hajime will front and Hajime will delete Bumble from our phone. And then Kelsey or Yamato will front and reinstall Bumble. It's very funny. But it must be very confusing for the other people. My friends are very nice because they like to get to know us and they like to know what we like and we don't like. And it's really cool that we can just be ourselves. I wish that experience was a little bit more universal, but we're working towards that to normalize DID, normalize mental health, so that people don't get judged for just being who they are. Granted, we always say this, mental health is not an excuse to be an asshole and never will be, but it can be a reason why someone thinks a certain way or someone does things a certain way. And in our case, that means having many people, and those many people make up one collective unit. But every now and then we like to be acknowledged as our individual selves. It just helps bridge the gap between the inner and the outer world so that we don't live in our head as much. Granted, the inner world is always a part of us, but it's very helpful to be able to let people into the inner world as much as we can. Therefore, when people are interested in our system, it gives us more confidence to talk to them and to be more fluid with how we present ourselves. I think that kind of freedom is important because if people get trapped inside a box, then they start suppressing parts of themselves. And when people suppress too many parts of themselves, then maybe there are hidden emotions. And when the emotions become too much, they bubble up and they become angry emotions. And sometimes it can mean that a person is destructive. That's why mental health care is very important. And it's a number one reason why I studied psychology, because I don't think the DSM-5 or any diagnostic manual is enough to assess the needs of everyone. I think that people should be understood on a case-to-case basis, and it's important to treat individual cases as their own. Being a system does sometimes make it very difficult to trust other people, because even if you want to assume people's intentions are good, sometimes the protective instinct in you says they're not. And sometimes you really do have to listen to your instincts because more often than not, they are correct. In my spiritual practice, we hone our intuition by reflecting on events that have happened to us. That's also a tool in psychology. I think it's called cognitive behavioral therapy, where you work with a therapist or with yourself to try to analyze situations. I think that's very helpful. But not everyone wants to take the time to do that because it's kind of tiring. And that is kind of sad because I think more people can benefit from having a lot of emotional intelligence. Like, often logical intelligence is more valued than emotional intelligence, but I think the intelligence quotient is overrated. I think the emotional quotient is just as important, if not more important, because the city wasn't built on logic alone. Like, it was built first and foremost based on the principle of love. And what is love if not an emotion? And how can you love if you don't even know yourself? So it's really important for me to be able to understand myself personally, and I want to help other people to be able to understand themselves. I'm not sure how self-aware I am. I'd like to think I am pretty self-aware. I've been told that I have the ability to see things at a deeper level than the average person. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, then I would like to share that gift with other people. I would like other people to be able to become more aware of themselves and take accountability for actions that they may have done that are wrong. However, I also don't want people to be too hard on themselves. I want people to reflect on their traits so that they can learn from the mistakes and move on. I don't really know how this got so existential. I hope you don't mind. If you're still watching at this point, thank you very much. We are at the halfway point of this challenge. It's going quite a bit faster than I had anticipated. I'm excited for the new challenges that I'm going to do in the months to come. Granted, it's going to be difficult, but what isn't difficult? I have a cold right now. I'm sorry for the way that I sound. I kind of like the way that I sound, not gonna lie. I just want it to be more whole and less crackly, which is why I'm taking testosterone next year. Or at least I want to. Goodness knows if my parents are gonna stop me. Well, that's a secret I'll be keeping from them. If I can manage to keep it a secret, because who knows how fast the changes are going to happen. But that's a concern for next year me. Current me has to worry about surviving Christmas, which is, in theory, easy, but in practice, overstimulating and difficult. Today we have a Christmas party at my grandmother's house, as in my father's mother. And then tomorrow we will be hopping on a plane. I think it's a 3 a.m. flight. And we'll be flying to the province of my mom's family. I'm going to be very tired, but all in the spirit of Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas is better than mine, because I am in the airport at 2 a.m. Even though it is a business class lounge, the airport is not exclusive, so it's still going to be pretty overwhelming. There's food here though, which is really nice. I ate kind of congee or porridge. We call it arroz caldo. Don't know what you guys call it. There's a shower in this lounge as well, so I'd say we're pretty privileged to be able to experience things. Sorry about the garbage audio quality, by the way. I am trying not to be too loud, but there is environmental sound, so I hope the noise suppression works nicely. Good morning. We are in the province today. We're going to the bank today, and tomorrow we will be having scuba diving. I have a bit of a cold, so I'm nervous that my ears will not be having a good time. But that's okay. We'll feel things out. It's for my advanced certification, which is really great because one day I would love to do rescue diving, even though it absolutely terrifies me. I guess it's also the same reason why I want to be a psychologist, because I want to save lives, even though I know I can't save everyone. Anyway, we're going diving today. I'm going to get my advanced diving certification. I didn't sleep well last night, so I hope that I still have my wits about me in the water. I hope that at least I can do the 2-day dives that are required. I don't know if I'll be well enough to do the night dive, but apparently there's going to be nap period, so I'm relying on that. But there's always tomorrow, you know. I'm excited to get my diving certification, but if I can't do it today, it's alright. I'm not in any rush, I just want to dive. So I did. Training went well. I still have issues with my buoyancy, but now I can search and recover objects underwater. Today, I will be doing navigation. I am nervous about doing it without a compass, but I believe in myself. There will be many people on the boat today, but that's okay. There were people who speak Japanese on the boat, and there are people who are Japanese on the boat. It was nice to know that studying Japanese has paid off because I was able to speak a little bit of Japanese. The dive was very fun. I now have advanced certification. Last night we went to an all-you-can-eat grill. Now I'm very tired. I know my mom wants to go to the bank. I don't want to go with her. If it's possible, I want to go to the anime cafe today. However, I don't really know if my mom is okay with this plan, so I guess I'll just go with whatever is going on. It's really annoying that I have to follow other people's plans, but I guess that's just how it is, right? I should be used to it by now, but I still don't like it. It's almost New Year. I can't believe it's 2026 soon. Today is the birthday of one of the friends I made in Japan. I used to have a very big crush on him, but then I realized that we need to become better friends, which I find interesting since my other Japanese friend seems closer to me, even though we met more recently. I think it is because he is more interested in talking to me. I think it's better to give time and energy to people who will also give the same time and energy back. That way you are protected. Not sure if you can hear the people outside. There's always people partying at the karaoke place next door. It's very jarring because my neighborhood back home is very quiet. Also, I came from the mountains. There was a very friendly kitten there. My cousin brought it home because I can't fly it back to my province. One day I would like to have a cat, but for now I am happy when cats choose me. Do you like cats? If you don't, what is your favorite animal? Today we are flying back to Manila. It's New Year. We don't celebrate New Year on January 1. We tend to celebrate it on December 30th. On January 1, what we usually do is fly back to our hometown and then we go to sleep. We're lucky this year because our flight is at 1 p.m., so we're not sleep deprived. Actually, I'm really awake right now. I ate arroz caldo. I'm drawing. I'm practicing drawing expressions and actions because I want to make an animation. It's okay if I'm not perfect, I just want to be good enough. I was going for Deku Green, but I look more like Rantaro Amami. I wish I had the personality of Rantaro Amami. I honestly think I'm more of a Shoichi, maybe. I don't know much about Danganronpa, so if you know more than I do, please tell me about it. The media that I like consuming is Jujutsu Kaisen. I also really like Kuroko no Basket. I want to watch Haikyuu, but I promised to watch that with my friend, so maybe I'll watch it soon. I also should catch up on the anime of Boku no Hero Academia, but I'm too lazy to watch anime right now. I just listened to Kenshi Yonezu. I listened to Lemon on repeat while I was on the plane flying back to my hometown. I'm also listening to Peacetime. Also, completely unrelated, but I like fragrances like this. They smell really good. The only problem is that they are expensive, so maybe I should get myself a scented candle instead of one of these. Or maybe I should just deal with incense, which may or may not be carcinogenic. Alternatively, I can just use linen spray, which is a cheaper alternative to this. If you buy the stuff at the grocery store, at least. I like things that smell good. I also like things that taste good and feel good. I'm a very sensory person. The way I like to learn about the world is by interacting with it. I like to touch things. I like to smell things. I like to taste things. I like listening to things. I like just watching things. Like, I can be very entertained just by watching a group of people pass by while I crochet. That's my personality. I put the SE in ISFP. Speaking about MBTI, it's different depending on who's fronting. I'm Yuma, I'm an ISFP. Yuta K. He is an INFJ. I am Yukio. I am an ISFJ, I think. I'm not really sure. I need to do the cognitive functions assessment again. Although, I think that even if I knew my MBTI, it is not the entire personality that I have. Just like how astrology is a guide for how you might think or feel, but it's always important to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I also have this motto whenever I listen to tarot readings. I know some people think that it's evil or it's not accurate, but to that I say that it's because your belief systems are different. I respect that, but please respect me too. That's the one issue I have with Catholicism and why I left the church. Anyway, today, I feel like my brain is back to being grass, which probably means I need to drink coffee. But at the same time, we're nearing the end of this video, so maybe I should say something meaningful. I guess I just want to say I'm proud of myself for being consistent throughout this video, even though I may not always feel like filming. I think it's important to have goals, even if it's as simple as getting up and taking a shower. It's so easy to compare ourselves with the world around us, especially with social media. Therefore, it's become increasingly important to remind ourselves of how proud we are of whatever we've done. I'm proud of myself for existing, and I'm proud of you for existing. This is a message both for my audience and for future me, whoever they may be. I'm on a journey to love myself even more this 2026. And I'm so thankful to people who view this video and my future videos. Future Benjamin, I hope you're proud of yourself because I'm proud of you. I know you're most likely not going to watch this video to the end, but if you do, I want you to remember where you started. I hope you keep this channel alive because I want you to share your story with the rest of the world, no matter how many hardships go your way. And to past Benjamin, Renji, and Yari, I think, who started this channel, thank you for starting this. I'm happy to be continuing our legacy. Thank you for watching. I love you very much.